Before we dive into this, make sure you subscribe to Iron Age Instincts so you never miss the kind of deep historical insight that gives you a real edge in understanding our past. Today, we're exploring a topic that is as grim as it is fascinating: how illness spread when nutrition collapsed. This is a story not just of famine or scarcity, but of the intricate ways human health, immunity and disease are connected. Whether you're a historian, a survivalist, or someone fascinated by the raw mechanics of human societies, there's something here that will reshape how you think about health in history. Nutrition collapse made populations incredibly vulnerable to disease. In the Iron Age, as in later historical periods when food became scarce or nutrition was poor, disease didn't just appear randomly, it surged. A collapse in nutrition weakened immune systems, making even minor infections lethal. For example, communities reliant on a single staple crop, like barley or wheat, could face massive outbreaks of scurvy or beriberi if that crop failed or lacked essential vitamins. A weakened population meant that pathogens, from bacteria to viruses, could spread unchecked. In practical terms, historians can trace this pattern in skeletal remains. Signs of malnutrition often correlate with evidence of infectious disease. Survivalists, too, can learn a key lesson. Maintaining a diverse, nutrient-rich diet isn't just about strength, it's about resisting illness. Contaminated water and food became the perfect breeding ground. When nutrition collapsed, people often turned to less reliable sources of food and water. Rivers and wells, previously safe, became contaminated as hygiene and storage deteriorated. In Iron Age settlements, improper disposal of waste, coupled with weakened bodies, created ideal conditions for cholera, dysentery and typhoid. Archaeological studies of ancient refuse pits show high concentrations of parasite eggs, which tell us that the collapse of dietary standards had immediate health consequences. For modern enthusiasts or historical reenactors, this highlights the importance of water purification and food safety during times of scarcity. Even simple steps like boiling water or fermenting grains could have been life-saving strategies. Crowding and migration accelerated the spread. Starvation and malnutrition often forced entire communities to migrate in search of food, creating dense encampments or pushing populations into towns already under strain. These conditions were perfect for spreading respiratory and gastrointestinal illnesses. Iron Age records, including burial sites and early chronicles, indicate that epidemics often followed famines. From a practical standpoint, this teaches us that population movement under stress isn't just a logistical problem, it's a health crisis waiting to happen. For survivalists recreating or studying these scenarios, it underscores the need for sanitation, personal hygiene, and controlled movement when resources are scarce. Malnutrition made even common infections deadly. Diseases that today might be mild, like influenza or strep infections, could become fatal when nutrition failed. Iron Age communities lacking essential proteins, fats and micronutrients saw mortality rates spike dramatically. Skeletal remains often show lesions and markers of chronic illness in conjunction with malnourishment, telling a silent story of daily struggle. For those analysing history, it's a reminder that human resilience has always been closely tied to what people eat. Practically, it reinforces the modern survivalist principle. Maintain a balanced diet even in extreme conditions, because immunity isn't optional. It's the difference between life and death. Social disruption worsened disease spread. Nutrition collapse didn't just impact the body, it undermined social structures as well. As people competed for dwindling resources, care for the sick often broke down, sanitation became neglected, and traditional food storage and preparation practices were, just abandoned. Iron Age sites sometimes show evidence of abandoned dwellings and mass graves during famine years, reflecting the deadly intersection of social chaos and disease. For historians, this is a clear demonstration that epidemics are not just biological events, they are social ones. For survivalists or anyone studying resilience, it's a lesson in planning, maintaining social cohesion. Shared hygiene practices and mutual support can slow the spread of disease even when food is scarce. Understanding past collapses can inform modern preparedness. Studying how illness spread when nutrition collapsed in the Iron Age isn't just academic, it's practical knowledge. By examining how ancient communities failed or survived, we can draw lessons for modern preparedness and survival. Stockpiling diverse, nutrient-rich foods, prioritizing hygiene, controlling water sources, and planning community responses to scarcity all echo strategies our ancestors unwittingly applied, or failed to apply, with lethal consequences. For anyone interested in historical reconstruction, survival training, or long-term resilience, this intersection of nutrition and disease provides an invaluable blueprint. Learn from history to prevent avoidable deaths. The collapse of nutrition in the Iron Age shows a stark reality. Disease exploits weakness, and human health is inseparable from the food we eat. Every famine, every scarcity episode, and every epidemic carries lessons that extend far beyond its time. By understanding how illness spread in these contexts, historians gain insight into human vulnerability, and modern enthusiasts gain actionable knowledge about sustaining health under stress. Remember, it's not just about surviving. It's about thriving even when conditions are, quite dire. If this guide expanded your understanding of how nutrition shaped disease in the past, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share it with fellow history enthusiasts. Iron Age Instincts is all about uncovering these hidden lessons from the past and applying them to today's challenges. Stay curious, stay prepared, and never underestimate the power of a well-fed, healthy body in surviving the toughest of times.